look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I will be discussing in this reaction video, I want to talk about the things that disqualify, modern women, black women in particular, from being wives. There's a lot of talk out here about I'm wifey material, I'm wifey and this and that, but there is certain criteria that a woman must meet to be considered to be wife material. So I want to kind of cover that right now, okay? So give me a moment. So I put it on here. 1 second, y'all. Boom. Now I want you to hear what this lady got to tell you. Let's get it.
Being a wife requires you to be feminine at all times. It's not an on and off, it's always on. If you are not capable of being in your feminine at all times, I would reconsider your status as a wife.
Let's get there. She said one of the most important things that women tend to overlook. She said that a woman must remain feminine at all times. You see, men, a lot of you men out there have settled, and you shouldn't have. And there's a lot of women who think they are wifey material when they are not. A woman who is not wifey material is the type of woman that has moments of masculinity. For example, when a man and a woman argue and they're in a relationship and she overtalks him, screams at him, shows masculine energy, use profane language, she is taken out of her feminine energy and she's becoming more masculine, because those are the things that men are known to do. So if a woman cannot control herself, if she's not a woman who practices temperance over her own emotions, then she's not feminine, because femininity is self-control. You understand what I'm trying to say here? So you hear people say things like people have ups and downs in relationships, and that is true. But I want you to understand that there was also ups and downs in relationships during the days of slavery, during Jim Crow era, during the 40s and the 50s. And women understood their places back then more than they do now. They had less conveniences and less opportunities in those days, but yet they was able to keep a nuclear family together. They were respectful to their men. They honored their men. And most importantly, they honored the position of being a wife. Now women have all the modern conveniences on the planet. They have so many different opportunities, so many different rights now. And they fail to be able to respect a man, to honor a man, to shut the hell up, to know how to treat a man, how to have domestic skills, how to do any of the stuff that the generations that came previously before them understood. So if your woman, and I'm talking to you too, woman, if you ever disrespect your man, you get attitude, you become passive aggressive, you give him lip. You know what y'all do to push his button because you're upset at something he has done or has not did. You are not wifey material, because what you're going to do is add stress into that relationship. You're going to make him not want to work hard to keep the relationship. And then you're being a piss poor example to the daughters, because they don't get to see how a proper wife honors and treats her husband. And you're being a piss poor example to your sons, because he doesn't get to see how a submissive, humble, feminine, pleasant wife acts towards a man who has authority and walks in his masculinity. So femininity is not supposed to be turned on and off. It's consistent. And if you notice this or not, most men remain masculine all the time in a relationship, unless he's a weak beta male. The majority of men who go to work, who are on the job, who do things, who go to the gym, and they are in relationships with women, they tend to maintain masculinity. When they start to show, when they start to show softness, the woman disrespects them or leave them. We don't turn ours on and off, and a woman is not supposed to turn hers on and off. Keep going.
I would say that you might not be wife material yet, because men naturally Heterosexual men don't want to be in a relationship with another man. They're choosing a woman because they want the thing that they don't have.
Yeah.
If you want to be wife material, you have to be the thing that attracts a man.
Yeah.
And what attracts him is going to be your femininity.
Now, tell me where she was wrong at, because I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, I want you to hear what this lady got to say. She's going to use some vulgar language. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I can dig it. Come on right quick and put it on the screen for you. Now, listen to her. See if she make any sense to you. Let's get it.
Let me learn you something, bitch. Let me teach you something. Every man has to teach you how to be a wife to them. All men are different. Bitch, you could come doing something that you normally do for this nigga that this other nigga ain't going for. Fuck is you talking about? How can a man teach you how to be a wife? Cause she show. And nigga gotta show you how he want his clothes earned. And nigga gotta show you how he want his sheets fluffed, bitch. That's a man teaching you how to be a wife. Teaching you how to be his wife. Fuck is you talking about? You probably don't make macaroni and cheese like his mama do. That mean he gotta tell you like, baby, I like my macaroni and cheese like woo. That mean you have to learn. It's learned behavior when you deal with every man. Every man is not the same, bitch. I'm trying to teach.
Now, to piggyback off what she said, she's 100% correct. Let me tell you, the difference between a good woman and a bad woman is the fact that one of them has the willingness to learn how to please a man. Some of these women are so stubborn. I ain't got to do that. Your mama don't live here. Stuff like that. Those are terrible, piss poor women. Now, back to something I said before. She said a woman has to be taught how to please a man. It goes back to when I used to say, a man is supposed to groom his wife. I ain't talking about that sexual predatory grooming. I'm talking about, when they say bride and groom. The reason why the man is called the groom of the bride is because he has to mold her, shape her, fashion her into the type of woman that pleases him, because she comes into it hopefully with some type of training, meaning that she's already feminine and submissive or has some type of domestic skills. And if she don't have those things, then she has the willingness to learn to make her an exceptional wife for that husband. So if that woman refuses to do any of those things, refuses to allow the man to groom her, she is not wifey material. The woman has to learn the husband. Now, let me put this other man up. I'm trying to look for what I'm talking to you. Boom. I want you to hear this conversation. It's kind of interesting. Let's get it.
A woman who doesn't understand what her role is not fit to be a wife. Your role is not to challenge your husband. Right. Your role is not to compete with your husband. Right. Your role is not to be an agitator or a nuisance to your husband because he's doing things you don't like. Your role as a wife is to be a homemaker and a spiritual provisioner.
Let's get this clear. Another thing that separates a good wife from a bad one is one of them understand gender roles. If you have a woman that don't respect traditional gender roles, meaning that a man has his position and a woman has her position and the children have their positions, then that woman's going to cause you hell. Most likely y'all going to get a divorce. There are going to be fights over money. She's going to be competitive with you, meaning she's going to be one of those women that compete, saying I make more money than you, or she'll compete for the attention and the respect and the love of the children, trying to become the good parent, the cool parent that the kids like. She will always be in competition with you in one way or another, and y'all both are in the same relationship because she don't know her roles. Any woman who doesn't know, I speak kind of hood, excuse me. Any woman who doesn't know her role is not going to be an effective wife, gentlemen. You need to look out for the things that I'm telling you. It really matters. It really does. Because there's a lot of men right now hurting behind some shit that they saw the red flags, but they thought if I'm in that woman's life, she'll come around. She went so far around you that she's no longer there no more. All right, let's keep going. Now listen to the other woman try to rebuttal with some bullshit.
The better you are at your job, the better he is at his job. And his job is to provide, to be a leader, and to protect the trajectory of the relationship.
Okay, let me say this.
Let me say this before this shit happens, because women take too much credit, and some of you men gotta stop giving women all this goddamn credit. Look, the more feminine she is as a wife, that does not make you better at what you do. It makes things easier for you to do them. Okay? Your wife has no influence on how much of a man you are. She can make it easier by not being confrontational, by not being combative and stuff like that nature. It's easier to come home and relax because she's a nice, sweet woman. When she's a hateful-hearted hellraiser, you don't want to come home. You stay away from the house. You come in, it's hard to relax. So when she's feminine and submissive and act like a real woman, things are easier for you as a man. But it does in some regard, not everything, but things tend to be easier to function as a man in that relationship. Doesn't make you a better man, just makes some things easier. Stop putting so much credit on women like, she's my better half and all the other shit. So half of you is pieces, so half of you ain't shit? Because she's your better half. You putting her on the pedestal when you say so, that's my better half. So the rest of you is less than? Stop giving women so much damn credit for your accomplishment and what you should be doing, man. Come on, man. Real talk. Now let's keep going, man. I had to say something about that, man. I'm sick of hearing that stuff.
Trajectory of the relationship.
Okay, let me say this really quick, you guys.
That makes sense.
This is something I want to talk about really seriously. So I see a lot of people talk about this, right? And this is what I want to address. We are in a different time now. Back in the day, women could not work at all. So they had to marry a man so they can survive. Yeah, I think they had it right. They should have kept it like this. Yeah. But anyways, they had to marry a man or whatever the case is just to survive at that point. And so they had traditional roles, which was, I'm not at work all day, so I'm at home, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm taking care of the children.
That was a bunch of bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. What does an era have to do with being respectful? Back then, they needed men to survive. Guess what? You need men to survive now. You wouldn't have the country that we have now. You wouldn't have the protections that you have now without men. You wouldn't have the fire department, the police department, the FBI, CIA. You wouldn't have the military if it wasn't for men now. So you still need men to survive. You still need men to go hunt animals, cut them up, take them to the slaughterhouse, put them in the grocery store for you to get and cook. So shut that hell up with that, man. I'm tired. Shut the hell up, man. Now, these women use the fact that they had to, quote unquote, need men to be nice to them. What does your inability or ability to work have to do with you honoring men? That has nothing to do. There's no correlation. You having a good job, providing for yourself, has absolutely nothing to do with you not respecting men. The stuff y'all be saying is asinine, it's stupid. It's dumb as a mother. I'm telling you. But you know, on the Jeremy Hill Show, I cover everything. Ain't nothing taboo over here. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about you pretty good too. And you going to feel it next morning because that's stupid. And we hear that so many times as men, man. Women say, well, they had to do it back then. They had to do it. So what about the women in different countries right now who are happy? Because I've been to different countries, many different countries, where they have the patriarchy, where they ain't even complaining about being a wife underneath a man's authority. And they work, some of them. They ain't complaining. How come they're able to treat them right, treat them good? Man, that's a cop-out, man. Bunch of BS, man. Real talk. Well, anyway, I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon. Y'all take it easy now, yeah?